Head to Amazon to purchase 12 by 10 glass wall mirror tiles, unbox and unwrap the mirrors and the spray paint. Take mirrors outdoors and lay them on a protective surface. Use water to spray all over the mirrors with a spray bottle, and then take the gold and antique pewter spray paint to spray along the outside edges of the mirror tiles. Allow time to dry and then wipe them off with a towel to see the aged finish. Open the pack of wood slices and pick out 8. Take outdoors to spray paint flat black on both sides. Use a level and painter's tape to create a guide to attach the mirrors in an ordered way on the wall. Take adhesive squares and glue that's included with the mirrors to attach to the back of each tile. Then place along the painter tape guideline and work horizontally and then vertically, applying the tiles securely. Once the mirrors have been attached to the wall securely, take the same glue from attaching the mirrors and use it on the back of the wood slices to place in the inside corners of the mirror tiles. And there you have it, a cheap way to create your own inexpensive version of a Pottery Barn look on a budget.
If you love the Harry Potter candelabra from Pottery Barn, but not the price tag, this DIY dupe is for you. First, I glued the PVC pipe pieces to the curves of the snake. Once they were secure, I took it outside and gave the whole thing a coat of metallic gold spray paint. After it dried, I set it on my mantle, added the taper candles, and just like magic, I had a super cute Pottery Barn dupe for around $10.
Save big by decorating with thrift store finds instead. Let's spin this one with a little twist of creep and cute. I'm selecting a plate with the perfect pattern. Reaching for some plastic spiders, I'm clipping off the backs. I'm now gluing the spider to the plate along with some crystal-like beads being applied in random areas along the lines of the plate. This kind of web looks especially cool placed in a window so the light can penetrate through the beads, resembling dewdrops on the web. After landing this unique and somewhat creepy find of real butterfly specimens, I'm removing the cube top and butterflies. I'm clipping off the plastic backs of 3 plastic spiders using wire cutters. Reaching for 3 different lengths of black screws, I'm twisting each one into the cork, then hot gluing a spider onto the heads of each screw. I'm using hot glue threads to my advantage by draping them all over the spiders to resemble spiderweb. And while this little cube looks perfectly creepy as is, here's one more idea. So this little ensemble is now ready for that creepy evening glow. Here's a way to display a standard item in a very particular way. 3 black matching picture frames are being flipped upside down so I can remove the matting inside. After the glass is getting a good clean, I'm leaving the backs wide open so I can place 3 doilies inside the picture frames. Flipping them over to view how they look, I'm making a few adjustments until they are perfect. I'm marking one doily with black felt pen to the size of the inside frame, then cutting the excess off so it's easier to work with. I'm now adding hot glue to the back of the doily, then positioning it onto the cardboard backing, then further trimming so it fits. Here's another way. I'm hot gluing the doilies along the back, then placing them into position on the cardboard, then trimming. You'll just want to make sure to add the glue to the more solid areas of the doily so the glue doesn't show. After closing the frames, I'm hot gluing a plastic spider onto each picture in different areas. And I now have the most elegant spiderweb art I've personally ever owned. What a fun way to do something super unique to all those doilies you see in such huge abundance at the thrift stores. Let's add a unique spin to an innocent little music box. Since the music box is broken, I'm taking it apart, then separating the bottom from the top. Taking the building outdoors, I'm spray painting it with about 2 to 3 coats of black. While the building is drying, I'm sticking all the windows to the back of a piece of masking tape so they are easier to paint. Then hand painting all the window frames, leaving the green film untouched. Once dry, I'm now painting the backs of the green film on the windows with white so the green will be highlighted better. I'm now painting the figurine in all white to use a bit later. The windows are being hot glued back onto the building with the green film showing up great. Gathering some twigs from the backyard, I'm clipping them to scale their sizes to the building. Reaching for some air-dry clay, I'm rolling it into small balls, then poking a twig into each one to form creepy bare trees. Deciding my paint-filled Lazy Susan was a more sinister base than any other tray I had on hand, I'm positioning the building in the middle, then filling the rest with Spanish moss and dried leaves. I'm creating a witch's cauldron by adding a tea light inside a small container, then topping it with pillow stuffing to create a steamy effect. Then some random rusty junk trinkets such as tiny nails and other things are being added for a little junk factor. The added tea lights help illuminate the display, which makes this an especially fun table centerpiece in a darkened room. I hope this inspires you to get creative with a few thrift store finds.
Did you know you can create a beautiful gift basket for a housewarming or newly married couple with items from the thrift store? So the first thing I always do when I get home with stuff from the thrift store is I want to wash it. So I filled up my sink with some warm soapy water and I washed everything that I could, everything that could be submerged. The next thing that I did was, before I started filling the basket and personalizing it, I found a piece of ribbon from a sewing cabinet. This is from an old gift years ago, and I decided to weave it into the basket. This is just creating a more custom look for it. I ended up buying a hand towel and a box of tea to fill this basket out, and so the cream ribbon also went along with the color of the hand towel that I had chosen, and also went along with the coffee mugs with their red and their blue with the white in between, so I knew it would match. And then added in the spoons as well, crossing them over again for some visual interest, and then added the whisk between. I added in that box of tea because the box was so beautiful, so it added in really well. So overall, this gift basket was less than $20, and it's beautiful. If your neighbor has recently trimmed some limbs, then chances are you could make some cute porch decor. So the first thing you're going to want to do is grab any kind of branches and skinny limbs. And we want to clean up the largest branches. And then if you'd like, you can take off some of the dead leaves. I kind of like to leave them on for a bit more of a rustic look. Gonna grab a zip tie. You can do anything with a zip tie. It really is the magic thing. And you're gonna secure all of those together, and what you should have should start to look like a broom. But we don't want to leave that zip tie out because it's a little ugly. So I'm gonna grab ribbon. This one came from Hobby Lobby, and you're gonna want to cut off a good size length and then wrap it around the zip tie. So this is gonna give it a more of a finished look. And also a chance to hide that zip tie. So you can make a bow, you can leave it down and hanging in ribbons. That would be lovely as well. And then you're going to rinse and repeat. You're going to do the same thing if you'd like to make a second. And for this one, it was a lot faster, as things usually are once you've done them once. I chose these to put these at our back porch, and I'm just going to prop them up and then put a mum next to them so that it looks like as you come out the back door, you're ready to just grab one and get about your business.